Hi dear students, welcome back to computer science class. In our previous session we have learned database management system and file organization, or we can say what, data storage hierarchy. Database means what? Database is an organized collection of integrated files, right, or interrelated files, and database management system is a software package that helps us to create, insert, update, delete, performing all kinds of manipulations, right? And in data storage hierarchy or in file organization, we have the elements character, field, record, file, and database. And we can say what, database is the topmost element or the highest element in the hierarchy. And today in this session we have three important topics for discussion: need for Dbms, components of Dbms, and advantages of Dbms. Let's look at each topic one by one. Okay, we can start with need for Dbms. What are the needs? What are the needs for Dbms or setting up Dbms in an institution or in an organization as a part of the software, right? Okay, the main advantage, or we can say what, the main need of implementing or using the concept of Dbms is it avoids redundancy, or it reduces the redundancy. We have two systems of storage or managing data, file system and database management system, and the main problem with file system is data redundancy. Redundancy means the same data may be duplicated or will be duplicated at many different places. And what is the problem with duplicating the same data in many different places? Storage cost will be higher, right? And when we try to, or when we implement the concept of Dbms, data will be stored only at one place, right? Only in one place. So the main problem with file system is data redundancy. So here with database management system we can avoid data redundancy because it stores data centrally, right? It organizes data centrally and maintains data centrally on a single machine, and all other machines can use or refer to the location where the data is stored, right? Yes. So database eliminate redundancy and inconsistency. You know what redundancy is? Duplication of data. And we have seen when we consider our school, our data, when we follow our file system, your data will be stored in many different places: main office, front office, vice principal, staff rooms, okay, or in all those places, library, okay. Yes. So it leads to redundant data or duplication of data. And what is inconsistency? Inconsistency means when you update data, when you have change your phone number and you have informed it to your class teacher may fail to inform it to the main office. What happens? Your important data will not be sent to you, right? Yes, because your teacher failed to inform it, convey the matter to the office. Okay, so it leads to data inconsistency or invalid data, inaccurate data. Okay, that's what inconsistency is. But here with database management system we can eliminate data redundancy and data inconsistency. When we avoid data redundancy, data inconsistency will automatically be avoided. It's simple logic. Okay, yes. Then works on centrally maintained database. Database management system works on centrally organized system or a machine, right? Yes. Then these are some of the points. Increases competency, increases the productivity, okay, increases the way we do, improve the way we do things, okay, way we perform things, or simply we can say what, improve the productivity of the software or our doings, okay. Then time saving, it saves a lot of time because everything will be updated, will be done at a single place. Or even when we do change in some other machines, the change will be reflected in a single machine, and that changes will be affected in all other places, okay, will be resulted in all other places. Yeah. Then security of information, because data is stored in a single machine, okay, on centrally. Yeah, that's a point. Then flow of information will be very easy, right? Yes. So these are the needs for implementing database management system for an organization or for an institution. The main point is it eliminates data redundancy, then by eliminate data inconsistency, then stored centrally and maintained centrally. Maintained centrally means all operations are done centrally, right? Yes. Then increases competency, saves time, security of information, then flow of information, okay. These are some of the points comes under needs for Dbms, okay. Next we have components of Dbms. Different components. First we are looking at the components of DBS, database system, okay, database system, not database management system. Here it is database system, okay. Yes. First we have first we have the database, then database management system, then database applications, and end user. We can start with end user. Who is an end user? End user is simply a user who uses the system, right? Who uses the system, who uses the functionalities of the system. Normally we are end users when we consider internet or any other kind of software. Normally we are end users. We just use as a system. We don't have to bother about the internal working or things regarding the working, okay, underlying working of the software. So we look at only the working, only what we need. Yes. So we are end users, okay. Then database applications, a special software or special application designed for database. That's it. Or we can say database program. That's what database application is, okay. Then database management system, it's a software package used to manage the database. Database management system software part, and database is the hardware part, and the final component is database, okay. The place where we store data, not only storing, that, okay, we manage data, okay. So database is considered as the hardware part, and database management system is a software part, and database applications is also a software part. That's a program, okay. That's an application program. Then end user, who uses the system, okay. So these are the different components of database system. Then we are moving on to components of database management system, okay. Database management system, and these are the components: users, database application, Dbms, and database, okay. And the same as we have discussed here, and we can think of it as the component of DBS or database system or database management system. We are simply expanding the term, okay. Yes. So first it is users. Who uses? Actually we have seen only one user here, end user, and we have number of other users as well, okay. That is database administrator, DBA, database application developer, then finally end user, okay. Yeah. Who is a DBA? Database administrator. Database administrator is the topmost position managing the database, okay, database related programs, okay. He is the most qualified, most experienced staff of an organization or a company, okay. Yes, who will be highly qualified, plus having a number of years of experience, okay. Yes, who is responsible for all types of problems, all types of things, all types of operations related to the database. He is a final authority, okay. That's it. Then application developer, who is a software programmer, okay, who develops application program. Who is a software programmer, the software engineer who develops application for database, okay. Then end user. Who is an end user? We all are end users, okay. Actually we deliver the system or the program or the software to the customers, right? Yes. So they are the end users, one who simply uses the system without have any kind of understanding about what happens inside the machine or inside the database, okay. They look at only the software part. That's it, okay. How to use it for their purpose, okay. Yes. That's what end users are, okay. At present we have end users, and at the time of developing programs, okay, you will be changing your status to application developer, and after joining a company and having years of experience, you can become a database administrator, okay. Yes. So these are the different types of users: database administrator, application programmer or application developer, and finally end users, okay. Then different types of services provided by the database management system or database system, okay. Yes. We have database creation, database maintenance, and database processing. You know what database creation is? Just before performing any kind of operations, even before inserting data element into a table, you'll have to create a table, right? Yes, you are creating a table on a database. So first process is creating a database. First we are creating a database. After that you can create tables on the database, right? Then you can start entering values, you can start modifying values, you can start altering your table, whatever operations it is, okay. Yes. So initially you have to create the database. So that's what database creation is. That's one of the most important services provided by the database management system or database system, okay. Yes. Second one, database maintenance. What is database maintenance? After creation of database, you will be started entering values or updating values or modifying other things, right? So all this must be managed perfectly. All these things, all these operations or manipulations must be managed perfectly. So it should be maintained properly. Otherwise what happens? It will be bugged, right? It will be having a lot of bugs. it won't be that easy for us to rectify the errors, okay, here in the database as we could in the case of front end, right, the interface, okay. So you have to manage it very smoothly and very perfectly, otherwise it will be a problem later, okay. Yes. So database processing, that's the third service. You know what database maintenance is, hope you get it, okay. After performing operations, it should be managed perfectly, okay. For example, you're changing 95 to 100 marks a student to from 95 to 100. It should be updated, right? It should be maintained. You have to ensure it is updated, right? Yes. That's what database maintenance is. And database processing. You know how database is processed? Using queries, using SQL commands or MySQL commands, right? Yes. That's what query processing is, okay. Database processing means we are performing operations based on SQL programs, right? Using SQL programs, we are manipulating or we are doing things on a database, and that's what queries, query or commands, SQL commands or MySQL commands or queries, right? So with the help of queries or codes, we are managing or we are processing the database, okay? So these are the different types of services. Then we can move on to database application. Database application means application program for the database, right? It can be personal, it may be designed for a person, then for a department, for an organization, for an enterprise, for an organization or for an institution, or for company, whatever it is, okay. That is, database application can be designed for a single person, okay. For example, medical shop, you can we can have an example, okay. Medical shop, it may be designed for a single person, right? Only one person may be using that system, using that software, okay, for entering or for fetching details, all those kind of stuff, okay. So it may be personal for a single user, and department for a company, or for a single department, okay, for a college department, a physics department, okay, computer science department, yeah. So there may be more than one user, okay. They'll have to manage enterprise for more users, okay, many users, institutional or company based, okay, yes. And it can be general purpose or customized. It can be given general purpose, given as general purpose, meaning there may be a lot of needed and unneeded, means needed programs and unneeded programs. We will have to bother only about needed programs, okay, but still there will be unneeded programs, yeah. Then customize, you can customize it, just install your only needed programs, okay. You can avoid extra storage of having unneeded programs in your machine, okay. Yes, it can be general purpose or customized, okay. So these are the different points comes under database application, okay. Personal, it can be personal, department or enterprise, and it can be general purpose or customized, okay. Yes. Then it is Dbms. We have already learned what Dbms is, okay. It's an application program, or it's a software package used for the creation, maintenance, insertion, updation, modification, whatever it is, okay, whatever kind of operations we are performing in the database, okay. Yes. And finally, database. Database is the hardware part, as we know. Database management system is the software part, and database is the hardware part, okay. And collection of logical data, and that's the actual place where we store the data. The actual place, the hardware part, the hard disk, where we store the data, okay. So these are the different components of database system or database management system, okay. We have users, different types of users: database administrator, application developer, and user, and services: creation, maintenance, and processing. And database application, it may be personal, department, or enterprise, or general purpose or customized, and Dbms and database, okay. Yes. Now we can move on to advantages of Dbms. That's a very important topic, okay. Advantages of Dbms. As we know, we have two systems of managing files, either using file system or database management system, okay. There are a lot of disadvantages with file system, and all those kind of disadvantages can be controlled to a very high extent using database management system. And we are looking at the advantages of Dbms. Here we have specific points. We have 10 specific points, okay. Let's read out all this first. Elimination of data redundancy, data consistency, sharing of data, reduce programming effort, enforces standards, improve data integrity, privacy and security, economical, backup and recovery, and meeting enterprise requirements other than personal requirements, okay. Yes. So we can look at one by one, okay. First, elimination of data redundancy. You know what data redundancy is? Duplication of data, duplication of same data in many different places, at many different places. And what is the problem with data redundancy? It leads to higher storage cost, right? Higher storage cost, because we are storing the same data again and again. As we have seen in the case of our school, if we follow file system, your data must be stored in all the places, 10 or 15 places. Okay, the same data is repeated in many places. What happens? Your storage cost increases, right? Yes. So that is what data redundancy is. And using what database management system, we can avoid redundancy. How? Because in database management system, we store data in a centrally organized machine, right? Centrally controlled machine. We can consider it as a server machine, and data will be stored only in that machine, and every data will be stored only in that machine, particular machine, right? And you'll have so many machines connected to that machine, that server machine, and those can be treated as clients. Clients are connected to the server machine, and clients can access the data. Clients can make use of the data stored at the server machine. No problem, okay? But there can be hierarchy. We can set it. In institution there will always be hierarchy. Okay, yes. So in database management system, there won't be redundancy, as we store data only in a single machine, and all other machines can refer to or access the data stored in the server machine or at the server machine. Okay, hope you get it. Then data consistency, and the problem with data redundancy is it leads to inconsistency. How? As you've seen, when you change your phone number, you will be informed it to your class teacher. You may not be going to the main office, right? And it's the duty of your class teacher to inform it to the main office. Okay. Sometimes what happens? Your class teacher may fail to convey to the main office, and the problem with it is your your new mobile number will be updated at your class teacher's document or data, but there in the main office it will be the old one. Okay, what happens? They use your old phone number for all your formal and informal activities, right? Operations. Yes. So it will definitely be a problem. Okay, when they send something very important related to your exam registration or any important things related to your academics or non-academics or whatever it is. Okay, it may not be getting to your account, to your mobile number, because it is still the old mobile number. Okay, so that's a problem, and that's what data inconsistencies, inaccurate data, right? Inconsistency means inaccurate data. Yes. So here in database management system, there won't be any inconsistency. Data will be consistent. Data will be accurate. Data will be valid. How? Because data is stored only in a single machine, right? Stored at a single machine, and when you change it from what happens? Okay, when we change it to our school to database management system, what happens? When you inform your new phone number to your class teacher, she will or he will update it, and that updation will be reflected in all machines, at the server machine and all other clients, okay, or client machines. Okay, so there won't be any mismatching of data, any inaccurate data. Okay, your new phone number, your old will be replaced by your new. So what happens? Your new phone number will be reflected in all machines. Okay, so that's what data consistency is. So we can avoid data inconsistency. Okay, here database management system offers data consistency. Then sharing of data. As you've seen, sharing of data means data stored at a single machine, we can call it a server machine. Okay, it can all other machines can share the data stored at the server machine. As I've told you, there may be hierarchy. Okay, all users may not be able to access all information. There will be hierarchy in every institution, in every company. There will be hierarchy for easy management, right? Easy management of doing things. Okay, working, yeah. So sharing of data, it's a centrally organized system. So all machines can share the data because it will be a part of network. Okay, so all machines can share the data stored at the server. Then reduced programming effort. Reduced programming effort means we do take care of the database management system at the time of development as a separate thing, right? Yes, they do develop it, and after that they will connect the front end and back end. Okay, so reduced programming effort instance, we use SQL or MySQL or other database languages. So all the languages are somewhat very easy. You know that you have already learned it in +1. Okay, so it uses commonly use English words, started with a unique keyword, all those kind of stuff. It's very easy to learn, right? So reduced programming effort. Our programming effort can be reduced because of SQL, and we do develop it as a part of front end, but separate. Okay, yes. Then enforces standards. Standards means format and documentation types. Okay, each institution will have their own formats of doing things. Even if we are running an institution, education institution, we do follow our own standard, right? Our own way of conducting exams, our own way of doing activities, academic activities and non-academic activities. Meaning each institution will have their own standard, okay, their own formats of doing things, plus documentation. You know, our question paper will be looking like what? A kind of, right? And some, when we consider some other schools, it will be of another kind. This is our format, this is our documentation type, this is how we arrange or organize things, okay? And others may follow some other standards. So that's what standard is, okay? So using database management system, it will be very easy for us to enforce standards, because we have to do it in only one place, right? Yes. Then improve data integrity. You know what data integrity is? Data integrity means simply validity and accuracy of data, right? Validity and consistency of data. You know what accuracy is? Using database management system offers data consistency. Using consistency, we can ensure data accuracy of data, right? Yes. So data integrity means accuracy and validity of data. Validity of data. What is valid data? Data must be valid, right? For example, your roll number must not be duplicated. It's a validation process, right? And your data means your roll number must not have duplication, right? That's a validation check. After checking validity, after checking constraints, after implementing constraints, in the case of roll number, we can set it as primary key, so there won't be any duplication, right? And your marks, another example, your marks must not be greater than 100, right? Must not be greater than 100. We are setting it. We are setting a constraint. So just by setting constraints, we can ensure data integrity. Okay. Yes. Then privacy and security. Security of data means what? Protection of data from accidental manipulations. Okay. Yes. Accidental manipulations meaning everyone cannot get into the database and make changes. Okay. There will be accounts. There will be usernames and passwords. Okay. If I want to do something, I will have username and password. Only after authentication process I can get into the software and I can make changes. Okay, so it will be it's somewhat strict. Okay, strictly followed system. So that's what security is, meaning anyone cannot get into the software and can make changes. Okay, it has a security system. Okay, yes. So it protects data from accidental manipulation and it offers some kind of privacy. Okay, our data is protected. Our data is our own. Okay, yes. There will be a hierarchy. Please do remember the term. A hierarchy. Okay. Hierarchy means I'll make it more clear. Okay. In our school, we'll have manager on the top, principal, vice principals, academic secretary. Then your class teacher or your department head. Then your class teacher, your subject teachers. Means and manager will have all the priorities, all the privileges, right? All the privileges. He or she could access everything in the database, okay? But when it comes to principal, he may be dealing only with the academics and non-academic activities. He or she may not be dealing with other kind of things, right? Other kind of managerial things, yes. And when we move on to vice principal, what happens? It is again restricted, limited. Academic secretary, only academics, right? Then class teacher, only to your class. She or he may not be looking at other classes, right? Yes, that's what level of elements in the hierarchy is. And of course you have to note it, everyone cannot access every data, right? Yes. Then economical in the sense no storage, higher storage cost, because we have already reduced data redundancy and we have ensured data consistency, so it is economical. Okay, we don't have to store it in all other places. Like in the file system, data is stored only in a single machine, and we just think of if we store 1 GB of data, 1 GB of data. When we follow file system, what happens? 1 GB of data should be saved every place, right? Should be stored in every place. Suppose there are 10 places, 10 GB of data. And in the case of database management system, we store data in only one machine, only in one place. So it saves 9 GB, right? It saves 9 GB. We do store it in only one place. It costs only 1 GB. That's what economical is. Yes. Then backup and recovery. Suppose there comes some hardware or software failure. Okay, hardware failure or software failure. It is easy for us to recover it. Okay, it's easy for us to recover the software, because so in case of software or hardware failure, what happens? We could easily recover it, okay, using database management system. Okay, we'll have, meaning we will take the backup of what we have done in the day. Okay, the day will be what taken as backup, okay, in some other place. So it will be very easy for us to reinstall the software and get the data back. Okay, meaning using backup makes recovery easy. Okay, backup makes recovery easy. Okay, we do take it on a daily basis. We do back up the software on a daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis, whatever it is. Okay, if it is a very important software, it will be very it's a good practice to take the backup on a daily basis. Okay, yes, that's what backup and recovery is. And finally, we have meeting enterprise requirements than individual requirements. We do develop database management system, or we do develop database applications for an institution, for an organization, of a company. We don't look at an individual at the time of developing. Okay, we do consider the entire the system, the entire company. Okay, all kinds of users, a manager, principal. Okay, those kind of. Okay, so it gives importance not to a specific or particular individual. It gives importance or it's what to say, mode of focus, okay, to the enterprise, okay, other than an individual. Okay, so these are the advantages of DBMS. Hope you get it. Yes, let's have a quick revision. Just close your eyes. Okay, just do revise with me. Okay, yes. So today we have discussed main three topics. Okay, first, need for database management system. The main need is, okay, it avoids redundancy, eliminate redundancy, and at the time of eliminate redundancy, it could automatically avoid inconsistency, right? Yes. Then works on centrally maintained database, and these are some of the points. Increases competency, time saving, security, and flow of information. And components of database management system, or we can say database system. These are the components: end user, database applications, database management system, database, and all these are bidirectional, right? We'll have data flow to and fro. Okay, yes. Then users, we have three types of users: database administrator, highly qualified, high experienced, who is responsible for all kinds of activities. Okay, then application developer, one who develops software or application programs for the database, and end user, finally, one who uses the system without knowing, without having worried on the underlying working. Okay, then services, database creation, creating the database maintenance, and then after performing operations or modifications, it should be maintained. Database processing, that means query using SQL commands, we do things. Okay, then database application, it may be personal, it may be departmental, it may be enterprise, and it may be general purpose or customized. Okay, then database management system software, database hardware, collection of logical data. Then advantages of DBMS, elimination of data redundancy, because data will be stored only in one place. Okay, then data consistency, if we can avoid redundancy, we could avoid data inconsistency as well. Okay, then sharing of data only in one machine, reduce programming effort, we do consider separate, it's easy when we use SQL or MySQL languages. Okay, then enforce standards, documentation of formats of an institution, then improve data integrity, accuracy, and validity of data. Then privacy and security, avoiding manipulation, okay, accidental manipulation or external manipulation without any authentication. Okay, then economical, no higher storage cost, backup and recovery, hardware software failure. Okay, then meeting enterprise requirements other than individual, we do focus on enterprise other than a particular individual. Okay, so these are the topics for the day. I hope you get it. Okay, just go through all these topics because it's very important as a beginner or as a kind of yourself. Okay, as you are now. Okay, your status. Okay, yes. So this is all for the time being. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. See you.